Hey there, welcome to Pro Coding Skill channel. Today we are diving into a key software design pattern, MVC, which stands for Model View Controller. If you are new to web development or just starting with JavaScript, this video is for you. By the end, you will understand what MVC is, why it is important, and how to implement it in JavaScript. So let's start it. MVC is design pattern used to separate concerns within an application. In simple terms, it divides your code into three interconnected components. Model, which manages the data and business logic. View, which handles the user interface and user interaction. And controller, which acts as a bridge between the model and the view, processing user inputs and updating the model data and view. Now, you might be wondering, why should I care about MVC? Good question. MVC helps in organizing code in a way that makes it easier to maintain, scale, and test. By separating concern, you can work on the UI without worrying about breaking the data logic, and vice versa. It also makes it easier for teams to collaborate on different parts of a project. Let's consider a simple to-do application which allows to add and store your planned activities. Let's create a naive, non-structured solution. User interface, event, handler, and business logic, all parts, are just in one HTML file. Usually it is called a spaghetti code. Let's make an HTML page with some standard styling. Header, to-do list container, input element, and add task button. Then it goes task storage, UI updating, and business logic. We use a task array to store data, a task function to get value from the input, perform basic validation, and save a task in the array. Pay attention that the tasks array is globally available, which leads to pollution of the scope. The last part of the add task function updates a list of created tasks and set up on-click event handler. The entire code on the left really looks like spaghetti. No logic separation, bad modularity, and poor reusability. Well, let's make things better, providing some structure to the code. MVC is just what we need here. Every MVC starts with data. Let's create a model, a class which is responsible for storing, adding, deleting, and selecting the data. Please note, no HTML CSS updates, no event handlers are here. The latter are not the responsibility of model. Never. Switch to view part of the project. It is responsible for user interaction and displaying the data. Display tasks, get and clear task inputs value, bind event handler. Again, there is no other actions are allowed here, such as storing or modifying the data. It's the heart and soul of the pattern and program. Having access to public methods of both model and view, it controls the business logic and UI updates. Again, pay attention. It doesn't break the only one responsibility rule. It doesn't know anything about how data are stored or how the UI looks like. It just triggers appropriate actions, run view to display tasks, or bind the event handler. Handles the add logic, validate data, triggers model to store data, updates UI to reflect the changes in the model. So-called outer main module just initializes the basics parts of MVC. Model, view, and path them to the controller constructor. So the main also has only one responsibility. It doesn't know anything about any of details of the MVC. It only knows how to launch all the parts. Clean now. All JS code is removed except the link to main.js. Now, time to see the to-do example in action. A user enters the first task and the part do their work. Every part does only one thing based on one responsibility. And second part is entered as well. There are some details left behind this short explanation, such as more grained model of the to-do item, for example, done flag toggling, filter functionality, etc. But that is the content of the other videos. That's it for today. Thanks for watching. Happy coding.